Police. What's the address you're calling about?
Your operator number?
N as in Nora is 034.
Okay. I called prior and I asked why. I told the operator the police department was denying investigation in corruption, and I was getting railroaded and denied services all over the place, and crimes were being committed to keep me from help to flee a domestic violence crisis that the government has been enlisted in. And you guys have been denying me law enforcement, and I didn't know what to do. They got my number, and I haven't had a call back, and no investigator has ever called me regarding the multitude of reports that I've made in Fort Worth.
Okay, what's your phone number to file a report?
You said you spoke to me earlier today?
I did, but when was the last time you filed a report?
I was making a report today, and no one has called me back. You said you just talked to me, right?
I spoke to you a while ago, and we never filed a report because you didn't want to speak to us because you wanted to speak to somebody a little higher up.
I think there was a misunderstanding. I think there's a misunderstanding, like it has been in my other calls. This has been a pattern. You weren't very helpful on me giving me any avenues to report police corruption and get something done. You said internal affairs, but they're not helping.
Okay, so.
And I was trying to do a report that report the police department's crimes that no one will investigate, and how my phone is hacked, and then I'm not being heard, sir. We've already had this conversation, and you were doing the same thing prior.
Okay, hold on, ma'am. So if you're having an issue and IA isn't helping you, then you need to go up from there.
No, sir, I was trying to report the police their crimes that they are committing today, and how my phone is hacked, and I'm being railroaded. Are you denying me a right to report crimes? Okay, well, I'm trying to report
the crime.
I'm sorry?
And I'm giving you the avenue to report that crime. That's
no, I'm trying to get a police report number on how I'm blacklisted from services and corruption. How my abusers are able to use the police department to keep me from services. And these lines have been very abusive and cover for crimes. They cover for me getting threatened in the background and would hang up in my face. I think I'm speaking with counterfeits. Because why would the police, so many 911 calls, hang up and cover for crimes and leave me in my emergency? And there was nothing I can do. Because law enforcement was denied.
Our police department, you have to go through IA, and if it gets above our police department, it's the DOJ.
I'm trying to report once again, sir, that someone is railroading me and keeping me from services in a domestic violence crisis. Why would you deprive me of the right to report it the second time?
No one's depriving you of any right, ma'am. I'm offering you both resources for both avenues to take care of.
It's mind games.
Other than that,
he likes psychological damage, and I have absolutely let it bother me. Just having nervous breakdowns. So it's deliberate. I just don't understand why I can't report that I'm getting deprived services in a conspiracy.
You can report it, ma'am, and I'm offering you the situations to do it. Those are the avenues we have. I can't send a call for you to IA. I can't send you a call.
Organizations are depriving me of services. Why can't I report that?
DOJ.
I'm sorry?
Report it to the DOJ.
Well, what's the number?
Give me 1 second, I get it for you.
So they want me to make all these calls so they can be toxic on these calls. And when you would knowing that you wouldn't believe that my calls are being controlled by scammers. So it's mind games. They want me to call around to get violated. That's what he does when he's mad. He has them give me numbers so I can get violated on each call and be oppressed. Okay, what's the number?
202 514 2000.
I've been calling this number for years. They won't help.
Okay, well, that is the highest branch that we have when it comes to law enforcement. It doesn't go any higher than that.
I just called this number to do a police report that a lot of Fort Worth locations, organizations, and churches were depriving me of services in a conspiracy. That's what I'm trying to report, and you won't let me?
I never said I wouldn't let you do anything.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I called to report, and you telling me to call the DOJ. They just did this. Everywhere I call tells me to call somewhere else to never get help.
Well, ours is IA. Every other police department uses IA.
I'm reporting, sir, once again. This is my second time talking to you. Hello.
No, ma'am. I'm going to explain it to you.
I just wanted to be able to report, utilize my right to report that I'm being railroaded and deprived of services.
I apologize that you're not wanting to listen. So if you want to speak to my supervisor, I can transfer you over. But other than that, there's nothing else I can
I
help you
think
with.
that you guys need to be held accountable for hacking a phone network. And the only way that I can comprehend that someone would have scammers in their pocket is if there were identity thieves. No one would ever believe my story. But identity theft is on the rise. And how do you get scammers in your pocket that cover for crime 6 years? So a person would be forced to record her calls of the pattern of insanity they've had to endure. The Texas Advocacy Program, I told them I was in abusive crisis. They said bye and hung up. Why does everywhere I call cover for crimes?
Good morning, Supervisor Castle. How can I help you?
Yes, I tried to do a report, and for a lot of representatives are covering for crimes and won't let me do reports. I wanted to report that I'm being railroaded and blacklisted for help in a domestic violence crisis that involves the police department. But I wanted to report the domestic violence organization scheming to deprive me of assistance to keep me in my crisis all over the place. All of them. All of them.
Specifically who?
Well, I just got off the phone with Woman Center, and when I came in person and then went to the desk the first time, she says we don't help people with schizophrenia. I said, what? So our first interaction is her saying that we don't help people with schizophrenia. Well, what's insane? She didn't know me. I'm coming up to get information, and her first response is we don't help people with schizophrenia. Well, even if did have schizophrenia, which I don't, why would you let an abuser violate someone and get away with it because the party had schizophrenia? I would think that if someone is getting violated, if they could report being violated to anyone, no matter what they have. Why would they discriminate against someone with schizophrenia? Nonetheless, I came back a second time, and the security guard was using intimidation techniques while I was sitting there waiting on someone. But I'm used to it because people have gotten away with this insanity a long time. So then I went in there and she said, we can't do you case management. So I got my phone number. I recorded it. You said you can't do case management. She blatantly lied and said she didn't say that. She had a number in her hand and didn't give it to me when we escorted me out because I recorded her depriving me of assistance. Then when she escorted me out, she nodded to the security guard. They hung up. He's really mad. When he's mad, he has these scammers on the phone, really violate. So you call, what's the point? When he's controlling it in the police department.
If you would like information on how to reach the Department of Justice website, press 1. If you would like information on how to email them.
I tried to record it earlier, but my phone wouldn't record it. I was on hold. They answered and then hung up.
Information on how to reach the Department of Justice website, press
4 to 18. How about direct call?
Yes, I have mailed multiple different letters and never had a response to you guys. I've also spoke with Ashley on Commerce and never received a letter from her. And then when I went in trying to report crimes, they used intimidation and bullying and gave me criminal trespasses and corruption to keep me from making reports, and even lied and schemed so I couldn't get assistance, using intimidation during reports as well.
Okay. Hold on just a moment, please.
Voicemail. That's how they normally do it. The first call, they hung up in my face.
We are sorry. Due to a large volume of calls, all of our analysts are assisting other callers. Please try your call again later. Thank you. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, I've left several messages and I have not had my call returned. My name is
Tarrant County. We are open Monday through Friday from 8:30.
Okay, look at the time. It's 9:50. I don't know why it's blurry. So someone just called me at 9:47, and when I tried to answer the phone, my device malfunctioned and hung up. This has happened multiple different times before. So now that I'm trying to call them back, they interrupted the call with the Department of Justice. This is the Texas Woman Center once again. So I'm calling the number back again.
May I help you?
Yes, I just got a call. I don't know why they wouldn't leave a message, but I just got a call and my phone malfunctioned and I couldn't answer it.
If I don't have a number or a name, I wouldn't know who called you.
They wouldn't note it in the account?
No, ma'am.
Okay, can I speak with the supervisor?
Called, leave a message. Hold, please. I'm going to transfer.
I want to speak with the supervisor.
Hold, please.
Yesterday, I stated people call and interrupt. I don't even know if it was a real call.
Assistant Director of Crisis Services at the Women's Center of Tarrant County. Sorry I missed your call. If you could leave me your name, number, and a brief message, I will return your call as soon as possible. Thanks and have a great day.
Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
I just got a call and my phone malfunctioned and I couldn't answer it. My name is
Dallas Police Headquarters. Dallas Police Headquarters.
May I have your name?
This is Officer Rupp, badge number 6798.
Oh, okay. Ruff. I'd like to know why a long time ago you told them not to take reports from me, and you told me you were going to send something over to the FBI and you didn't.
Okay, I don't know who I'm talking with. So.
Kiana Clark.
Okay. Let me put you on hold, Miss Kiana, because I'm doing 5 different things. Okay, hold on.
I wanted to know why you told them to not take reports from me, and why you told me you were going to send something over to the FBI and it didn't happen.
Ma'am, how can we help you today?
I'm telling you, why did you tell them not to take any reports?
You can always come down and complain on me. You know how to do that.
What's the number to Internal Affairs?
The number to Internal Affairs? Hold on. You ready?
Yes.
How you doing today? You doing all right?
No, I'm still getting law enforcement denied. I'm deprived of all law enforcement. My phone's still hacked. No one will investigate it. You guys won't give me any of the records for the reports that I made, ranging from hit and runs, ran off roads, interference with child custody. Multiple parties have tampered with evidence and had no accountability whatsoever. And when I was in internal affairs, they escorted me out for trying to report I was targeted by multiple different police departments.
Okay.
And then I had my arrest threatened in police headquarters for trying to report identity theft. I don't know how to report it because everywhere I go is covering for crimes. Hello?
Hello, you have reached the City of Dallas messaging system. To check your mailbox, press 1.
Voicemail.
To dial an extension, press 2.
Record your message at the tone.
So when I call back, they typically don't answer. Or press pound for reporter. Yes, I was trying to get the number for Internal Affairs and was sent to a voicemail to interrupt me saying that they threatened my arrest for trying to report identity theft.
Okay, 1 second, ma'am.
Okay. I still didn't get a number. Yes, what's the number to Internal Affairs?
You said what's the number?
Yes.
214-671-3986.
Yes, I'd like to give you my name and tell me what happened because I reported that the police threatened to take me to jail for reporting identity theft. And then one wouldn't take a report, Barnett, when I tried to report the post office withholding mail, which is a felony. They've been doing it years. I showed where I put holes at the post office. I had advocated for myself and wrote all over the United States, trying to get help to flee a domestic violence crisis and didn't get one stitch from mail. I called the police on my sister at the location and they covered for it. So I put the holes and the post office wouldn't honor them. And I showed the police department all the holes that I had, like 4 or 5 holes that they would not honor in corruption.
Okay, now what's your name?
It's Kiana.
Do you have a complaint?
Well, what's going on is I did multiple different complaints and they won't give me records. Interference with child custody is a felony crime and I miss my daughter dearly. And crimes are being committed to keep me away from her and the police keeps covering for it and depriving me of law enforcement. And then whenever I go to a CPS and try to report their crimes, the police department shows up and gives me criminal trespasses. And then in Arlington, I was arrested because they blackballed me from all Dallas locations in corruption. I went all the way to Arlington, and then they lied and said I lied and said I assaulted her. Then when they found out I was recording, they gave me a criminal trespass and arrested me on my way out the door.
Oh, wow. So are you calling you would like records or you would like to file a complaint?
They won't give me my records. And when I tried to
Have
file a
you
complaint,
contacted
they
open
escorted me
records?
out in person,
You,
trying to report I was targeted in corruption. And then with the report threatened to take me to jail for trying to report identity theft and wouldn't take it. On camera footage in police headquarters. 6 police. When I went to my bank was playing games trying to sabotage my ability to get my records. She pretended like she didn't know how, and I looked at the computer system and told her what to do. So when I got the records, the police department looked shocked and then threatened to take me to jail and would not let me report it. The identity theft I experienced.
So what do you need help with, ma'am? Sorry.
Oh, what's your name?
PSO Williams,
And what did I call?
Public Service Officer.
I called public service officer.
No, you call Internal Affairs. That's what is it that you need? Are you calling?
Okay, well, you heard that I said that the police threatened to take me to jail for reporting identity theft. You heard me say that they would not give me my records in corruption. What would Internal Affairs do regarding that? And you also heard me say that I tried to report to the police department that my sister withheld mail, which is a felony, as well as the post office. And I showed them evidence in the holes, and Burnett would not let me report that and told me to leave to cover for it. So if I'm communicating that with Internal Affairs, what would you think that you would need to do?
Well, we can't take complaints over the phone. You can file a complaint online.
I'm not being heard. I did file complaints. I came in person, and they're tampering with evidence and don't have my reports, especially the interference with child custody. I asked for reports, and they would not give me anything, period, on it. And I reported that maybe like probably at least 20-something times, if not more than that. But the police department consistently keeps covering for it. So I'm communicating that to you, that I made reports to Internal Affairs, and they escorted me out when I tried to tell them multiple police departments targeted me. Why would Internal Affairs do that? To cover for it.
I'm not sure, ma'am. I couldn't.
But you are Internal Affairs, and if all these locations say that I'm not sure, and just it lets me sit in it and do nothing.
Well, I'm asking you, what would you like to be transferred to open records, to request your records?
I've already requested the records. They won't give them to me. They gave me 3 records out of like 100 and something reports that they chose. And then the records that they gave me were lies. It wasn't all the way what I reported. The first report where they finally took the report of the man pulling a gun on me that was a gang stalker, they said that he was not in the camp, and I waited a long time to report it. They wouldn't take the report at first. It's not that I waited a long time to report it. They wouldn't take it. Assault with a deadly weapon report. So I had to live in this tent community because I was blacklisted with from all services and shelter with this man that had pulled a gun on me, and nothing was done. I just had to live with it. The police department covering for him in the whole tent community. It was on camera footage. And I have the recording.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am.
Well, what's being done, ma'am?
Would you like me to look up your case for you?
Okay. I did report a lot of different things to you. What do you suggest when the Internal Affairs covers for crimes in person?
Well, I think if you can contact her, you talk to police oversight.
I did, and they cover for the crimes too. They said it was no misconduct with the police department. The 6 police threatening to take me to jail for trying to report identity theft. That's not misconduct.
The next step might be political, maybe someone at City Hall or your
I did, and the security came to remove me when I was in the building trying to speak with not Al Sharpton. What's the other one name? The civil rights activist?
I can't think of his name right now.
What's the other civil rights activist outside of Al Sharpton for here?
For here?
Uh-huh.
Jackson?
No. I cannot think of his name. Well, anyway, I went to go speak with this man, and they someone interrupted me 2 different times. And then when I wasn't recording, the constable said they were going to take me to jail. She would not let me get his address. Earl, what is his name? Not Sharpton. It's another one. My phone is strange, and it doesn't it withholds information. It's not telling me. Oh, so your system won't give you the current advocates either. It used to be in my search results. It's not now. And you saying your search results don't have it either.
Yeah, it's showing Kathleen. Yeah, she's not no longer.
Okay. So since I can't get no one is able to get the police department under control. So your recommendation is for me to seek a city council official or activists to get the police department under control. Internal affairs is not able. It's impossible for internal affairs to hold people accountable, the police department accountable for their crimes. It can't be done. So you're recommending that I go seek a city council official or activist. I've already done that. In both times I was interrupted. I can't think of this man's name. He's on in Oak Cliff. I think it's off Camp Wisdom. What's that building? Yeah, he's on off Polk.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I can't think of his name though. I'm trying to look, but the office is off Polk that his office is at.
Okay.
Couldn't find it, but I just thought of his name as John Wally Price. Yeah, I thought of the gentleman's name.
You did?
It's John Wally Price.
John Wally, yeah.
I was interrupted twice. The constables interrupted me the second time, and a security guard forced me to leave. Both times I tried to speak with him, I was forced to leave. I'm just trying to incriminate people so something could be done, ma'am. Because I've done all I can do, going to these government locations, people abusing power, using intimidation to enforce crimes, and nothing's repetitively done. And then coming in even there, the intimidation and mistreated and forced to leave, trying to get justice and report crimes. My daughter's being kept away from me all this time, and nothing is repetitively done. All organizations conspire with abuse churches and deprive me of any assistance to flee it, knowing that government officials are behind my inability to get services. So I don't know what to do. Internal affairs can't help. FBI couldn't help. So who's going to keep the government under control?
I'm not sure, ma'am.
This is coming from internal affairs. So did you look up my information?
I did. I seen your last case was in 2022.
Okay, so all of it, they were saying was no misconduct. It's okay to threaten to take someone to jail for reporting identity theft. It's okay to assault and take someone to jail for sitting at a domestic violence support group. That's okay.
I'm not saying that, ma'am. Would you like to speak to a supervisor?
You have the records. You just pulled up my information. And I was assaulted and arrested at New Beginnings in Garland, Texas, deprived of my constitutional right to appear at court when I was in jail. You have the record, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you unwilling to tell me what it says?
Give me a second. I apologize. I'm multitasking.
Yeah, I wanted to know when Ruff told police not to take a report from me. Why that wasn't misconduct, because that's clear-cut tampering with evidence. If they don't want my reports, me making reports.
That's why I was saying the oversight. Once the case is done here, you can take the oversight for more
I just
information.
keep getting referred for 6 years from place to place to place, ma'am, for the location I'm calling to do nothing. That's a pattern. All places give me a number to call somewhere else. It's a form of psychological abuse.
Yeah, they closed your case and said no investigation. I'm trying to see where it was.
How many cases was it, ma'am, altogether? How many do you see?
Uh, 14.
14, and none of it was all of it was closed?
Except one in 2020.
What happened with that one? I don't understand why it wasn't misconduct, slandering someone and taking them to hauling them off to Dallas Behavioral because they were reporting interference with child custody and crimes to keep that party away from their kids. So reporting that, I don't understand why it was not misconduct that they blatantly lied on me and took me to a mental hospital to cover for it and tried to set me up again at KFC ordering food. I don't understand why all that wasn't misconduct when Burnett denied me the right to report the post office committing a felony crime of withholding mail and has had no accountability for it all these years. So since there was no accountability for that, they still withhold mail to this day.
Yeah, I said we reviewed it. We regret did not result in a level of service required from each member. After reviewing, we made to determine that your complaint can be handled more appropriately by the employee supervisor.
So all of the rest of the 14 other complaints, they said there was no investigation for the police department arresting someone in a support group, no investigation for being detained, trying to report child abuse and interference with child custody, no investigation for Burnett denying me the right to report felony crimes to keep me away from my mail. And I had wrote advocates all over the country and all kind of law enforcement agencies because nothing was being done on my phone and in person. So I wrote. And then they deprived me of all mail. I got on the blog and gave that address. Then they started controlling it, so now no one ever responds. They saw that I was using online to get help, so now each time I report something online, I never receive any a follow-up or a call for 6 years. So I'm not understanding why a police department would be allowed to do all that, arresting someone for profit. That's okay. For attending a domestic violence support group, threatening to take someone to jail in police headquarters for trying to report identity theft is okay. Losing a report as extreme as a hit and run in corruption, that's okay. Hitting an actual child. Coming to interrupt someone telling their police you abusing power to come interrupt conversations, and someone telling their providers that something's wrong with their phone. Coming to interrupt that is okay. And at CPS. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm listening, ma'am. There's nothing further I tried to refer you to who could better help you. You said that they're not helping you, so I don't know what else to.
I just don't understand when internal affairs can see criminal activity. Why would they cover for it and refer me to another location? Why did Ruff tell me he was going to give something over to the FBI and then changed it to don't take reports from her? And nothing had ever happened.
As if you wanted to speak to a supervisor.
I just don't understand, ma'am, because for 6 years there's been excuses and no law enforcement. I'm just trying to incriminate people, ma'am, because you guys have gotten away with this for a very long time. I just think that this is extreme and something definitely needs to be done. I do not deserve to endure this any longer than today. Something needs to be done immediately. Okay, ma'am. So you guys get to break into my phone, keep my kids away from me, interrupt conversations, threaten to take me to jail for reporting crimes, assault me and arrest me, attending support groups, blacklist me from help in all environments, and nothing is done regarding that. That's what you guys get to continue to do with no consequences. Is that what you're saying?
No, ma'am.
Well, I've already reported all of this and what has been done. Just no one's getting these charges. Just come interrupt the conversation. So we got to call for a disturbance. So no one would hang around me, period, because the police department stayed in my business and harassing me. They still violate and stop today, and nothing's still done. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what I had to endure. It's fruitless. Okay, ma'am. Everywhere I call is covering for crimes. Everywhere I go, I'm just trying to show people what I've had to endure. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay.
And what was your name again?
PSO Williams.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.